Hey everybody, welcome back to Is It Kino, your favorite movie and Marvel TV show review podcast. That's right, I am Wanda, joined as always by Vision.
Yep, I'm a vision squid. I can do all kinds of things with my brainstone.
And introducing our wacky neighbor, Agatha Bigness.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Agatha Bigness?
It was Biggs all along.
Should have known that from the start.
Was it really you all along, Biggs? Because it seems like Wanda was the one doing all the actual bad stuff, and Agatha was kind of just there.
She was just kind of sus.
Shut the... Okay, kick him off the fucking show. I'm not putting up with this shit today.
Wait, is that a thing that you hate? Wow.
Yeah, of course I fucking hate it. You think I would... you think I would enjoy Among Us memes? I don't think so. Do you know me?
It's just an abbreviation, you weirdo. God.
Unlike you fucking Germans over there, I value the English language, and I don't want to see it bastardized by these fucking gamers. Gamers deserve to be repressed.
Well, anyways, I think that Agatha had the right idea, okay?
You know what? Fuck it. Me too. Me too. Agatha was the good guy all along. Another epic twist of Florian opinions. No. Now let's dive into it. What did you guys think of WandaVision?
It started off really cool, and then I got invested, and then I wish there was more of it, and there probably will never be, and I don't know how I feel about that. How about you?
I was kind of the opposite. At the beginning, when it was like the black and white, I wasn't all that interested in it yet until stuff started happening, and that's when I really got invested, and by the end, I too was hoping for more, but I think with the direction that they're wanting to go into the movies that are coming out next, I don't know if we will get more WandaVision, unfortunately.
Well, Florian, if I recall, didn't you complain about the black and white?
Oh yeah, that was terrible. What a stupid choice.
I thought you just said you liked it.
I mean, I like the story. I just don't like the black and white and the small resolution.
Oh, I just... That just reminded me, during our Justice League review, we forgot to mention the aspect ratio of that movie.
How did that happen?
Yeah, well... Yeah, I guess...
Welcome to watching a really shitty old TV. Oh boy.
That's how you know that Cape shit is on the cutting edge of experimentation, is that the only way we can get weird aspect ratios and like black and white shit is by watching these fucking superhero movies. Like, not since A Ghost Story have I seen a unique aspect ratio in a movie. So, thank God for Justice League, thank God for WandaVision, am I right?
I can only think of Lighthouse, I guess. That one did
that
too.
Say didn't Lighthouse 7, yeah.
That was also good.
Light too. Yeah, it was alright.
You didn't like Lighthouse? No, fucking no, we're talking about WandaVision. I'm not getting into the Lighthouse.
I haven't seen it yet.
So
I saw clips of it, but I haven't seen it either yet.
So
yes,
I guess... we have to assume anybody listening to this has already seen WandaVision. Otherwise, why would you want to hear our, analysis of it? And yeah, it seems like we are all basically on the same page as everybody else, that the show had a lot of intrigue and was really cool and mysterious to start off, and then it did not have a very good payoff at the end. And I think the reason why is, again, because of coronavirus. Originally, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which actually just premiered last night as we're recording this, that was supposed to be the first Disney Plus Marvel show, but then thanks to coronavirus, they had to, end the shooting and reschedule shit and stuff. That was supposed to come out like last August, and then WandaVision was supposed to be the second show, and they had to rearrange it. And evidently, originally, WandaVision was going to have a different ending, and then they had to change it because of coronavirus, and they couldn't get everybody together to film what they wanted to do, and that's why it seems kind of lackluster at the end. That's what I've been hearing. Have you guys been reading up on any of this?
Wow, what were they gonna do?
I guess and you never know for sure, because there's so many different rumors and different interviews with different people who don't know shit. Like, for example, I read that most of the writers don't even know who Mephisto is from the comics. So all the fan theories that it's really the devil Mephisto pulling the strings never could have been true, because the writers literally don't know what that character is. But you have to feel like the Ralph Bohner thing was a last minute addition, because you have this character who is the new Quicksilver, and you end it by just like they're filming in a closed set with 2 actors, and there's no resolution to the character or anything. It's just like his name's Boner. I have to feel like in the original script there had to have been something better than that, right? In that
that was their vision all along.
Maybe it was, and if it was, then this show is an even bigger disappointment than otherwise. But I would like to think that it would have been better if they had the full capabilities to film what they wanted.
I actually don't know if I agree with that, because I actually kind of like the ending. It's just that it's like, damn, now I guess we won't get any more WandaVision. What a shame. But I mean, I guess I like all the action in the end and how they resolve things.
Well, so we have like the girl with the big tits from the Thor movies and from Two Broke Girls. And in the final episode, like she drives a car into the bad guy, and then she doesn't even have any dialogue. There's no resolution to that character. There's very little resolution to really all of the characters. So unless the plan was we will start some characterization for them and then not resolve it until future TV shows and future movies, which is something that Marvel does from time to time, but it just seemed like all of these threads that they set up were just chopped off in the final couple episodes. And these characters who we've been following the whole time don't even get an ending.
Yeah, well, it was pretty disappointing to me as well, especially with the whole Pietro thing. Is I would really like to see, well, if he comes back in the multiverse setting, I think it would be cool to see Evan Peters play Pietro instead of, I can't remember the other guy's name, but
Kick-Ass.
Them just kind of making it a boner joke and then leaving it in the ashes was kind of a huge bummer. I was like, really?
Especially because we know, I mean, like, do they think that we're stupid and not paying attention? We know that the next movie is called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So, like, we already know that there is a multiverse, and we already know that the other Spider-Men are going to be in the new Spider-Man movie. So then when we see a new Quicksilver from a different Marvel universe walk in the door, of course, everybody is just, like, it's not even an assumption. We all know for a fact that this is Quicksilver from a different Marvel universe. That is literally just a fact. So then when in this show they decide, no, actually he's not. He's just nobody. It's such it's like a cock slap in the face.
They're never gonna use the X-Men. What are you talking about? The X-Men are never gonna.
Dude, they're bringing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man into the Marvel universe. Why would they not bring in Quicksilver now that they own the rights to X-Men?
Yeah, and they even made a joke.
X-Men.
They made a joke when he came in, and Darcy, she's like, "Oh, they recasted Pietro." So everybody's like, "Oh my God!" Like Evan Peters is coming into this universe now, perhaps in the next Doctor Strange, and then they just leave it to where they basically tell us they're not, and it was all for naught.
So I have to assume that it was the limitations of Corona and that they had to do it like that, and like just we need to have a final scene with Pietro. Let's just say he's Ralph Bohner. Like you have to imagine that the original intention was that this is a multiverse thing, because why wouldn't it be if the next movie has multiverse in the title? And Wanda is going to be, I assume, one of the main villains in that movie.
You really think so? Damn.
So, you know how Wanda has her 2 kids, and then, like, the final scene in this show is that she, like, hears her kids calling for help? Yeah. It turns out that the actors who, like, one of the actors who plays one of the kids posted a picture on Instagram, and it just so happens that the picture was taken in the city where they are filming Doctor Strange right now. So it's pretty safe to say those kids are going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Wow,
I would hope their final post-credit scene wasn't for naught too. That would be a disappointment as well.
What was the final post-credit scene? Is that the cabin?
Yeah, where they're just, and you hear the kids, and it was kind of strange because I guess I don't know all the powers of the Scarlet Witch, how she was like studying the book, but then also living her normal life. I didn't quite understand that.
Is that like an astral projection?
Yeah, and what my brother told me, because I guess he's read all into the fan theories and whatnot, is like the Scarlet Witch has this power where like the Scarlet Witch herself can separate from Wanda Maximoff, and like they can be separate entities at the same time, which I think is really cool. And I wonder if they'll use it again, or if it was just kind of like, hey, let's surprise the viewers with this and then not do it again.
I mean, if she's gonna be the big villain in that new movie, I guess it'd be pretty cool if there was a good version of her too.
Yeah. It's like the separation, you would assume the Wanda Maximoff has no powers, and you know, she's still like the good version, but the Scarlet Witch is like this, I don't know if it's innately evil yet, but it's definitely not good. Well,
she's studying like the book of evil witchcraft, so I assume she's probably up to no good. Death. And what has me hyped is that if you remember in Endgame when Thanos says, "I don't even know who you are," and then Scarlet Witch says, "You will," and then she fucking defeats Thanos and only is stopped because his spaceship starts shooting missiles at her. So like, we know Scarlet Witch is more powerful than fucking Thanos. So if she's gonna be the future bad guy, and maybe even they're building up like a big Avengers team-up movie to fight Wanda, I have no fucking clue. But the fact that she is so extremely powerful and now is studying even more evil witchcraft has me pretty hyped for her being a villain in future movies. I just really hope they don't cuck us and not give us like a truly evil Scarlet Witch.
Do you really think that she would be able to play a really good villain? You think she
was basically the villain in this show. Do you remember in the finale when all the townspeople are like begging her, "Please let us go. When we sleep, we have your nightmares. Our kids are being fucking tortured. You stupid Scarlet bitch. Let us go." Like she was the bad guy in this TV show.
Yeah, and like Dottie was even like, "Please, Wanda, my daughter's locked in her room. Let me hold her." And it's like, holy crap, dude, this is awful.
But she wasn't playing a bad guy. I don't know if she's gonna have like the charisma of a Marvel bad guy like Thanos. Really think she can do that?
Yeah, or the bad guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. Wow, what a charismatic guy.
I thought he was cool, yeah. And Ultron is really cool, too.
Can you name the bad guy from Guardians of the Galaxy?
I don't care about the names. He was Daddy.
What?
He was Star-Lord's daddy. I don't know.
That guy was... No, that was Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that was...
Ronan the Destroyer is not even a fucking character, so Wanda will automatically be not a bottom-tier villain.
Yeah, I mean, and I think they might kind of write her into being like a chaotic good kind of character, kind of like they did with Ultron, where he's like, he wants to do it for the betterment of humans because they're like so bad for themselves. Maybe she goes into that kind of route where it's like, I'm trying to do good, you guys just don't understand. I could see them doing that, but I don't know about a full 180. She becomes this evil person unless what she's learning from the book causes her to have that change, I guess.
Well, it seems clear to me that if she's pursuing her own selfish gains, like, oh, I want to be with my boyfriend who died, I guess I'll enslave an entire town and torture them just so I can live my fantasy life. I don't see how it would be any different if she did something similar on a global scale, maybe to revive her children or something like that.
Oh, come on, you really think she did that all on purpose?
Who cares if it's on purpose or not? The fact is she did it, and that's the plot of the show.
Well, she wouldn't do it again if it wasn't on purpose.
I
mean, she just knows that she could just shut it down now.
I think she might do it again.
Really? You think she's just gonna do a WandaVision world tour or something?
Yeah, because the Agatha tells her, "You're the Scarlet Witch. You are the most chaotic, evil being in the entire universe. You better not read this book of evil spells." And then Wanda takes the book of evil spells and transforms into the Scarlet Witch. So I'm guessing it's not going to lead to a happy ending.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but she probably would at least have a more interesting plan than just making another WandaVision.
I think
so stupid.
I think it would be really cool, and I think this might be something that we see in the next Doctor Strange is her like going to the different multiverses, trying to find a stone to use to make Vision again. That way, it's not like just her projection of him, but an actual him. But at the same time, it's I don't know. I mean, I guess the whole multiverse thing, a lot of people think it's going to come from her magic usage.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I guess I don't know how it's going to come into play exactly, but that would be cool.
Well, if you think about it, if you have a movie called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and Doctor Strange is obviously is the protagonist trying to stop the bad guy, do you think Doctor Strange is going to activate a Multiverse of Madness? My guess is no. I'm guessing he's trying to stop all these multiverse shenanigans, and yeah, it would make a lot of sense that Wanda is the one who is perpetuating it.
It would be cool to see like a cat and mouse of them going through the different dimensions and him trying to stop her from finding this Mind Stone.
Yeah, or something
really
like
cool.
that. Yeah, that would be cool if he's like a Scooby-Doo chase, but instead of running into all these different doors, they're running into different dimensions. And you could bring back fucking Chris Evans as Captain America for a scene, because why not? It's a multiverse. There's so much cool shit that they'll probably not end up doing.
Yeah,
well, I'm
and
pretty sure.
This is why I try to stay out of reading into all of it, because I want it to all be like surprises, because a lot of times some of the theories turn out, and it's kind of like it kills it for me.
The theories end up better than what they actually give us. Case in point to this entire TV show.
Yeah, that's true. But what I mean is a lot of the times the theories come out to be what actually happens. Kind of like I read that, what is her name? Monica Rambeau was going to get powers in the show and blah, blah, blah. And she was going to fight. And I was like, no, that'd be cool if it happened. And it did. And it kind of killed it because I kind of saw it coming. So I don't know. That's why I try not to read into it too much, other than I guess some of what the comics say, but I don't know.
Well, I think the multiverse is going to be caused by the events of Endgame, or is that what it's called? The one where they do all the time travel. Surely that must have messed up the whole universe, right?
Well, no, because the whole idea of them traveling in time then was they were going to take the stones to beat Thanos and then put them all back where they went. So it was like, it wouldn't cause the rifts like that.
Yeah, Captain America fixed all the plot holes at the end of the movie.
Yeah, the only plot hole that was left was him staying back there, which I still believe, personally, that would have caused a separate timeline, but...
Well, have you watched the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet?
I haven't, actually. I haven't watched it yet.
They do have the little discussion about where Captain America might be.
Yeah, well, because at the end of Endgame, he's sitting on the bench, and it doesn't make sense for him to be on that bench, because if he went back and went into like an alternate timeline, and he wouldn't have been there in their timeline, because it would have, so I guess that's an argument that I get into a lot about Endgame, is I think him staying would have caused an additional rift that never got fixed, but then how is he there at the end? That's what doesn't make sense to me.
No, apparently you don't get the rifts if you don't use the stone, so if you don't move them, I guess.
Well, the way that, what's her name, the high priestess or whatever her name is in the Doctor Strange movies, the way she said it is anything that you change in the past by like time travel causes a rift.
Yeah, it creates a new timeline.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they said that you could do it without doing that if you use the stone, so if you keep them where they are or something.
Well, yeah, the idea was that Captain America went back and put all the stones back so that all the branching timelines would not exist. But then the fact that Old Man Cap continued to live on, if he stayed... It depends on if he jumped back over to this timeline at the end of Endgame, or if he was there the whole time. I think that's sort of where Biggs's plot hole lies, is what is the truth?
His now I could be remembering this wrong, but I could have swore that the woman that he loved back then ended up marrying the actual Jarvis, like back then.
Yeah, I think that is true.
Family. So then, if he stayed in that timeline and married her, that would have changed the future. Because then she never married Jarvis, and then they never had their kids didn't have their kids, blah, blah, blah.
If you'll remember, in The Winter Soldier, Steve meets his lady love. What is that bitch's name? The British one? She had her on TV show, too, but I did not watch it.
What? She did?
Yeah, is it Linda Carter? Is that her name?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So Captain America sees old lady Linda Carter when she's like 98 years old, and then his new love interest is her great niece or something. Whoever the new love interest is related to Linda Carter. So the fact that that character, the niece or whatever, still exists normally, the fact that she exists probably tells us that Captain America did go to a branching timeline to live his life with Linda Carter, because otherwise I don't know if the niece would still exist as she does in this timeline.
Yeah, so the only other idea I had about it was he lived out his life, and once she died, he used the last bit of his time travel or whatever to come back. Yeah,
to give his shield to...
then obviously he would have died in that timeline, but then the other one would still be there. So maybe that branch is what's causing the issues in the new Doctor Strange. But
that's not really like a big multiverse thing. Like multiverse to me is like fucking going into the X-Men movies, going into the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Like that's the multiverse.
Right. Yeah, that's way better than all that thing thinking about, what plot holes does time travel create?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping fucking like Wolverine, as Hugh Jackman walks in at one point.
Hell yeah.
Like I hope all this shit happens. That's going to be the best movie ever.
And that's going to be real weird. I wonder how that's going to turn out.
Well, let's go back to WandaVision a little bit. And I would like to say that before the finale aired, I was planning on, rewatching all of the episodes, do a little binge right before the finale. And then I realized I don't really feel like it. I don't feel like rewatching any of this show. And the other Marvel movies, I've rewatched them all a few times. WandaVision, now that we know all of the little plot threads and intrigue and mystery, we know all the answers now, and the answers aren't even interesting at all. I don't know if I will ever rewatch this. Does this show have any rewatchability to you guys?
No, I don't think so at all. Once you watch through it, and any questions that you have during the show, it all gets answered. I think it loses the rewatchability of. In most shows, there's always leftover questions you might have. So if you rewatch it after knowing everything, and it makes more sense. But this show, I don't think it had that as much. So I don't feel like watching it again, you would gain anything. And it wasn't particularly interesting enough to watch a second time.
Well, to me, it never had any of that. I never really cared about the mysteries or anything. I just enjoyed the chemistry that they had together, Wanda and Vision, and well, I guess the kids are kind of annoying, but those two are, I could have had many seasons of that, but I guess it wouldn't have replay value. It would just be like a sitcom. So
yeah, let's talk about the sitcom stuff. This is a gimmick that I actually really did like. And the fact that WandaVision was not supposed to be the first Marvel TV show, but then it ended up being anyway, I think it actually kind of worked out, because if you're going to transition your cinematic universe from movies to also including TV shows, then why not have the first TV show be a love letter to the history of television in general? Think about it. When were TVs invented? Basically back in the 50s. That's when people started getting TVs. There's a whole thing in Back to the Future about it. So the fact that this show has representation of every single decade of television in history, I think is a nice way to transition into, hey, we can do TV shows now.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't care about the greater ramifications of what it says about Marvel and TV shows. I would have just liked to see more WandaVision. Oh well.
But you don't appreciate the little, like, we're taking a tour of television history and all the different tropes and from like the 50s, the 60s. You get to see all the different fashion and all the different furniture. I thought it was like a nice little romp through the history of television in general.
I like the history of like the actual times, like seeing the old clothes and stuff, but I don't actually enjoy like the old television because like the stuff that we watch from back then is pretty much timeless stuff. Like if we watch anything that's really old, I mean, I don't know, if we watch what is a sitcom that you watch? I mean, you watch Malcolm in the Middle. Was that even like a big thing at the time, or did that only get big afterwards?
Oh yeah, Malcolm in the Middle was pretty big. It was one of Fox's biggest shows, and it went on for 7 seasons.
I mean, I guess that isn't too long, but I guess it's something, yeah. And I feel like I don't know. I don't really appreciate like the
one fucking second.
Shows.
My cat is scratching at the microphone. You guys keep talking. I gotta move her.
I don't hear it.
Come on, Isabel.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I would have just liked just more just general sitcom without any particular nods. I don't really like how they just copy things and it's an homage or anything. I think it would have been cool if it had just been like its own thing, and I guess more vaguely nodding at it rather than specifically. What do you think, Biggs?
Yeah, I guess I can kind of agree with that. Like, you didn't really care for the tropes, I guess, is what you're saying, of the different times. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool if you had like seen the shows before, then you can be like, oh hey, they're referencing whatever show, right? But I guess doing their own spin would have been cool too. But I guess at this point in television, almost everything's been done in each decade, I would say, so it'd be hard to find something new from that time to kind of like do in this show. I guess I don't know what new stuff they could have done in that era.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, you would just invent it. I mean, like when you go back, you wouldn't go back to being black and white, because if you go back to an old show, now it's usually been remastered and now there's a colored version, and that's usually
I don't think that's true. I don't think most shows have been recolored.
Well, I mean, Bewitched for sure has been recolored, and I think that was a big inspiration.
Yeah, but like, if you're gonna watch I Love Lucy, I think they've colored maybe 5 or 6 episodes, but is Florian complaining about black and white again?
I think more so he's just saying he didn't really like the reference and tropes of the different eras.
So I think it was interesting to play through those tropes through a modern lens, and there's a few little jabs about, oh, a woman's place is in the kitchen, you should be a housewife, and they sort of make commentary about those sorts of things, which I guess you can, give or take.
What's that from, anyways? Is that
was just society. That's just how people lived.
But aren't shows like usually progressive, and then they show women being able to do much more interesting stuff than in real life?
A husband and wife could not sleep in the same bed until like what was that, the 60s or the 70s? So it's not as progressive as you might think. What do you mean it's not right? Even fucking, I think the Flintstones were the very first couple to be in the same bed, and they were a cartoon.
Well, I mean, okay, I mean, well, what does that have
you don't
to do
remember
with anything? That's not sex.
Well, because you're saying that, television was so progressive, and I'm telling you, in the 50s, a man and a woman could not be in the same bed on television.
I mean, I wouldn't say
that's pretty conservative.
I don't think progressive and sex positive should be just synonymous in this case. What does that have to do with anything? Yeah, so they can't.
I'm wondering why you think it's a progressive statement to say, yeah, man and woman should not be in the same bed.
I mean, why? Well, that's not the statement they've been making. They just didn't show it. They
did show it. There's a whole scene where Wanda pushes the beds together with her magic, because they're like moving into the new decade.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I don't really know any shows from that long ago. Damn.
Hey, Lucy, I'm home.
I'm just thinking, like even like the more aggressive stuff, like that, like Home Improvement. Even that one had like vague feminist messaging in it. So I don't know.
And that was in the 90s.
Well, how far did they go back? 50s?
Yeah, like it was the 50s, 60s. You know, every episode was a decade.
Yeah, I guess I really never saw all that old stuff then. Yep. Guess it's all regressive still. Uh-oh.
Well, Biggs, you and I are 6 seasons in our binge rewatch of Malcolm in the Middle. How excited were you when not only they had a whole episode that was a Malcolm in the Middle parody and used the same font and even had like the son talking into the camera like Malcolm does, but then in the next episode, when it's like a flashback to the Avengers compound and Wanda and Vision are having their little conversation and Vision says, "Oh, what is blah, 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 if not persevering, blah, blah, blah." And everybody fucking came in their panties for some fucking line of dialogue. But in that scene, do you remember what Wanda was watching on TV?
Yeah, wasn't it Malcolm?
Yeah, she was watching Bryan Cranston specifically as Hal in Malcolm in the Middle. Like, not only do they do a Malcolm parody, but fucking Bryan Cranston is in this show. I was so hype.
Yeah, and what's funny is you give me crap for watching it, but that episode you're talking about that was in was a reference to Modern Family, actually. So, like, when Wanda was, like, talking to the camera and, like, all stressed out with the hair all messed up, that was that, and I think other characters too.
Biggs, nobody cares. We're talking about Hal from Malcolm in the Middle was in this show. How can you hear that and say, yeah, but actually Modern Family was also... Shut the fuck up. We're talking about Malcolm in the Middle, you motherfucker.
Both, and I like them both.
Malcolm's better.
It was cool.
Malcolm's better.
I never said it wasn't. I'm just saying I like them both, and they did both, and I thought that was cool.
I'm so ashamed.
Well, I cringed when the kid talked at the camera, okay? I don't appreciate the Malcolm reference.
Well, Florian, you've never seen Malcolm. We still need to make you watch the best episodes, and then we can kino it.
Well, I've seen, like, some of it, and then lots of it was reruns, and I got really annoyed at it.
Buddy, all of them are going to be reruns at this point.
I know!
The show ended in 2006.
I don't know, have I seen, like, the whole thing and I hate it? And I don't even remember any of it? Is that all possible?
I don't know.
Maybe.
If you hate it, then it cannot be possible, because there's no way somebody could hate Malcolm in the Middle.
Uh-oh.
It's God tier. It's absolutely God tier.
Yeah, I guess I really have to watch some episodes at some point. Oh boy.
Biggs, off the top of your head, is there, like, a best Malcolm episode that you would recommend to our squid friend?
Best Malcolm episode? I honestly really liked the Lois's birthday episode.
With the clowns at the end?
With the clowns, yes.
That's a classic.
That was a great episod.
And that's one of those, like, it's kind of like a classic Simpsons episode where it's funny and then the ending, like, is so heart-warming and touching. And it's pretty rare that you get like a 20-minute episode of comedy that can really touch your soul the way that Lois's birthday does.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think, because that episode was really good, and for me, when I think of Malcolm, there's like a few scenes that I remember, but then watching the full episode, I was like, yeah, that whole episode was good.
Yeah.
Another one was when Hal is playing basketball with the boys, and like he just roasts them every single time, and then finally they come up with this plan to like stack up on each other, and then like he goes to shoot the basket, he slaps it down, and then he jumps to shoot, and I think Dewey or Malcolm or one of them punches him in the balls, and Dewey's like, "The future is now, old man." Like, that's such a memorable scene too.
Was he playing alone against all three?
Yeah, it was 1v3 and he was whooping their butts.
Wow, he's so impressive, huh?
Well, they were like 11, 10, and 6 at that point.
Yeah,
a lot of people jump to the bowling episode because it's really creative, because there's like 2 branching timelines and we get to see both of them. Like what would happen if Hal took the kids to go bowling, and what would happen if Lois took, and you get to see their different parenting styles and how it leads to the boys' success and or failures. And I thought, even if this episode is in no way canon because it shows two separate timelines with two completely separate plots, but you still get character development because you get a greater understanding of who these characters are from something that is completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. When I hear something like that, it's like, you're doing all that for a sitcom? What are you thinking? And follow multiple timelines here?
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle broke the mold, dude. It's a special show.
Yeah, wow. I really like the bowling episode too, thinking about it. Because the whole episode is literally side by side. Like half the screen is one parent and the other half is the other parent.
The whole episode isn't like that, just a few shots.
Really? I thought it was the whole...
Yeah, that would ruin it entirely.
Yeah, the entire thing is not side by side. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
No way. There's no way you can pay attention if it's showing two separate scenes at the same time.
Sure you could. It would be great.
Wow, Biggs, you really think that you were paying attention to two scenes with dialogue at the same time?
Hey man, I watch subbed anime so I can watch it and read, alright? That's better than
one of them's just subbed, one of them's dubbed. Oh boy.
Okay, that's enough Malcolm talk. Do you guys have any other WandaVision thoughts?
God damn,
yeah, we're talking about WandaVision.
That's the thing. It's like, I feel like everything that can be said about this show has been said because everybody assumed it was going to be deep and complex and have all these, Easter eggs. We gotta, every single shot of the show, we have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and find all these Easter eggs and, it's really Mephisto all along. And then, no, the show is actually pretty shallow and there's not much beneath the surface. And now that I've seen it, I don't need to watch it again. Yeah, I can see why there's not much to analyze.
Well, who cares about Easter eggs? She was using magic to prepare food. That was so cool, okay? And then it was really, really funny how the food was floating there and the neighbors aren't allowed to see it. That was
but
cool.
I thought you didn't like the tropes of the old shows, because that was like...
Bewitched. That is literally just Bewitched.
See, that's why I like it, because I never saw Bewitched. I guess if I hadn't seen Malcolm, maybe I would like that other one, huh? Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I should go watch Bewitched, huh? Damn.
No, you should not go watch Bewitched.
No?
No.
Maybe I should watch the new one.
Go watch I Love Lucy and The Golden Girls, according to Biggs.
What?
The Golden Girls is great. But one thing I was going to bring up is why do you think Agnes was
Agatha?
Conscious well, it was Agnes in the beginning. Okay.
Agatha.
Do you think she was conscious throughout the whole show or just after Vision woke her up at the stop sign?
She must have been conscious.
Yeah, because it's so weird to me that she would be conscious the whole show and then pretend to be like a drone at the stop sign when Vision talks to her. Like that one scene doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, that was the only part of her plan that I also did not understand. I get that she introduces Ralph as the fake Quicksilver and she killed Sparky too, ha ha ha. But yeah, why, if she knows that this Vision is just a projection and not like a real person, why are you trying to like remind him about Age of Ultron and shit? Like, he doesn't fucking know. He's not like, why does she want Vision to solve the mystery? What does she think is gonna happen?
Well, first of all, the first question I have is why is she sitting out there? Like, what is she doing?
Yeah, was she just hoping that he would show up?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, the second thing is like, if she planned to be sitting there hoping Vision would show up, why would he randomly show up in that location? Because I guess the only idea I could have is that she would want to like point him towards the wall and trying to go out. That way it kind of gets rid of him as an issue. Because once he went out, then he would have like faded away and then she could have messed with Wanda without anybody there to help.
Oh, so you think she was like afraid of Vision and her plan was to dispose of him? That could make sense.
It could make sense, but the question is still, why did she pick that location and just sitting there? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you don't know Vision's just going to randomly come to that location.
As Tony Stark once said, not a great plan.
Yeah. She teleported there or something. Come on, it's great. She's breaking the conditioning. She's going to wake him up. it'll mess everything up for Wanda. That's her whole thing. So it'll
and
sense.
even though Vision can fly, for some reason he's gonna chill out with Darcy for a whole episode before returning to Wanda.
Yeah, what the fuck? Just pick her up and fly, dude. Why are we sitting in an ice cream truck?
We're in the ice cream truck waiting for that long line, and I don't know. It was really stupid in my mind. I guess it was funny that we got like the confessionals with him sitting there next to the ice cream truck while it's all happening. But still,
that's crazy. Why did we, in the penultimate episode, why did we give 10 full minutes to Vision and Darcy becoming friends and talking, and then Darcy's not even in the fucking finale? Like, did we need that 10 minutes to establish that Darcy is driving an ice cream truck? Because that's irrelevant. She could have rammed into the bad guy with any vehicle. Why even have that in there at all? Like Darcy needed to have more in the finale, and she just wasn't even there.
Yeah, because if they wanted to just leave her off like they did, honestly, we had already seen her like 2 or 3 times prior. So if she would have just showed up at the end, like crashing into Hayward, then it would have been like, oh, hey, it's that girl again. That's cool. But I don't know why we needed like an entire episode of Vision sitting in a car being useless with her. Like, I didn't understand that, other than the creators being like, oh, Vision would kind of ruin our whole plot over here, so let's just make him screw off in this corner for a bit.
He gets stuck behind a parade in the middle of nowhere. Wow, thrilling. I'm so glad he's not flying around shooting laser beams right now.
Well, you see, Wanda's subconscious was trying to keep him away from the mystery.
Did you guys catch the name of the white military bad guy who was tricking everybody and tried to make his own vision?
I even wanted to look him up, but then I was lazy and I really couldn't I couldn't care. He was so forgettable.
Wasn't it director Tyler Hayward?
Yeah, his name's Tyler. Great name.
Uh-oh.
Great name.
Yeah. Great plan. Bringing back the one thing she wants. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I guess that's another question is, so do you think the white version of Vision is actually now like Vision with all the memories, just kind of less powerful? And do you think we'll see him in Doctor Strange?
Why would he be less powerful? He was able to fight the other Vision.
He doesn't have a stone.
Yeah, he doesn't have the Mind Stone on him, though. He's just like computer and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the Mind Stone gave Vision most of his powers.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he is going to be just a nerfed version of Vision, because now that he has all of Vision's memories and shit, yeah, I guess he would be just like a carbon copy.
Yeah. I mean, if they just recolored him, I guess, then Wanda could be happy.
Yeah, that would probably be the solution to the next movie, huh?
Just that. Where did he fuck off to? Like, if he's now as wise as the Vision, even though he doesn't have the stone, why would he fuck off? Why not go to Wanda and end all of the suffering of people?
Well, he probably is conflicted about Wanda now. I don't know.
I don't know, man. He's really, really thinking about the idea of the thesis boat.
Oh, no.
He's like, man, I need answers. I need to go see this boat right now. Is it the same? And he just like
he's looking
shot off to the museum.
He thought it was a real boat.
That's what happens. Yeah, computers are just running.
Yeah, I assume if we do see him again, we're not going to see him until the end of Doctor Strange to come in to kind of calm Wanda down and potentially even. I don't think she's going to die. Do you guys think Wanda will die?
No.
I don't think so.
They just killed off Captain America and Iron Man. They cannot afford to be killing off any more Avengers right now. They need as many franchises as they can get.
But they have so many. They need to kill them off. Oh.
Florian just wants to watch all these people die.
Florian was hoping Endgame never happened. That way they would all be gone.
They all stay dead. Man.
Yeah.
Endgame was the biggest mistake ever. You had like 2 trillion superheroes. Why don't you just kill off half of them? That would have solved everything permanently. It would have been so much more interesting. Oh, no, let's bring them all back.
So, Monica Rambeau, the daughter of Captain Marvel's friend, I guess, she gets her own Captain Marvel superpowers because she walked through the hex that Scarlet Witch was putting up. And then in the post-credit scene or whatever, we have a Skrull who says, hey, Nick Fury is up in outer space, and we know that from the end of the Spider-Man Far From Home movie. Nick Fury's up in space and he wants to meet you. So do we think Monica Rambeau is going to be in Captain Marvel 2 or some other movie?
Man, is Captain Marvel 2 actually happening? Man, I'm so conflicted on whether or not I want to see that.
I mean, I don't want to see it, but I'm going to if it comes out.
Hell yeah.
I've got to keep up, dude. I mean, all these movies add something to the overall narrative, and I am invested.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time? What movie now?
Do you think Monica Rambeau is going to be in Captain Marvel 2?
So I never watched Captain Marvel until I was told that there's a lot of references from that movie in WandaVision and some other stuff. So I ended up watching it finally, and I guess it wasn't as bad as I anticipated it to be, but I don't think I could sit through a second one unless it has like a really strong plot line.
I'm actually thinking of it again, and I guess Captain Marvel was kind of annoying, but the Nick Fury bits were really cool. So I guess I don't know. I might even want to watch it again at some point.
I think Captain Marvel 2 could fix a lot of the mistakes, because Captain Marvel 1, it's a prequel. It takes place in the 90s, so you know that there's not really any stakes. Nothing bad can happen to anybody because we already know what happens in the future. So Captain Marvel 2, if it's going to take place in the modern day, and we know that she's the most overpowered character in the entire universe, that could actually be interesting, only because like whoever she's going up against has to be as strong as her. So I would be interested to see a modern day Thanos level threat that Captain Marvel has to take care of, because otherwise, if it's just like a normal ass villain, what the fuck is she going to do? She'll just kill him in 1 second.
Yeah, I mean, Wanda is stronger than her by far, so I don't think she'll fight Wanda, because she'd just get wrecked, honestly. But I guess seeing a new big villain fighting her, but then I don't know. I can't imagine it would be too scary of a villain with it just being a standalone versus an Avengers movie.
Well, maybe it won't be a standalone. Maybe it'll be an introduction into something that will threaten like the future of the entire Marvel universe, and maybe they will make a movie that actually has a major impact, unlike this fucking TV show.
Yeah, I guess it would be interesting. I guess I would probably watch it just to get the references for future stuff. But I thought it was kind of silly that Monica got powers just from going through this field like twice or 3 times.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. I thought she just had powers, and I was like, what? And then I'm also like,
she got radiated from the field that Wanda put up, and Darcy's like, don't go through it again, you could die or something, and then she went through it anyways and ended up with powers.
Oh wow, that's how you get powers. Amazing.
Yeah, that was one of the lamer aspects of the show. I don't mind. Like, I like the character of Monica, actually, and I would like to see her in the future. She's kind of hot, but the fact that she got powers by walking through the hex is kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it basically became like a nothing burger. Like, she didn't really do anything with it, and then Pietro just kind of like locked her in this house, and she was helpless, I guess.
Yeah, and then Pietro wasn't even a character at all, so it was all completely pointless.
It was all a waste of time, and except for the final reference to Nick Fury in space, and then I guess that's going to lead off into something else.
We also have, is his name Jimmy Woo, the FBI guy who was in Ant-Man?
Oh, you mean Jim Halpert?
Yeah, Asian Jim. Is his name Jimmy, or am I thinking of him playing Asian Jim?
No, I think it's Jimmy Woo. Yeah, it's Jimmy Woo.
So in
Randall Park.
Randall Park in the episode, and he also played Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un in The Interview.
What?
Yeah,
the James Franco movie.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Wow.
But when he's introduced, he says he was going to investigate somebody in Westview, the city that Wanda takes over, right? Something like that. So yeah, I'm wondering, we never really got a resolution to why he was going there in the first place and who he was looking for. And some people are theorizing that he was going to interview Ralph Boner in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that was just like a throwaway or if it actually means something for the future.
Yeah, it might have been a throwaway because he's with Quantico, right? He was with the FBI.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really, at least of the people that we saw in the city, they didn't really show anybody that was out of the ordinary. And of course, Boner only got his powers because Agatha gave them to him just to be a placeholder for Pietro. So I don't know if it's somebody we didn't see and maybe it was a hint at something in the future, or if it was just kind of throwaway for a reason for him to be there, I guess.
I mean, you're always overthinking all this stuff. We even care.
But it's all possibilities.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, 'cause
they wrote
they
it.
do this a lot.
It's not like we're pulling shit out of thin air. We're just like, okay, you gave us all these pieces. Should we try to put them together as a puzzle, or are these like, are we just supposed to frame a bunch of loose pieces on our fucking wall? Like, what do you want us to do?
I thought Biggs was saying that that fan series would just be killing whatever surprise there would be.
But
I'm
it's
surprised
not,
you're doing it now.
I mean, I guess we're technically theorizing, yeah.
We're just asking, like, what did you mean by this? You gave us all of these things and then did nothing with them. So what was the point? That's all we're asking.
The boner has come full circle, so it's like a circle.
Because it's like they gave us like a crumb trail that leads to a locked door, and then we don't even know if we're ever going to see what's on the other side.
Yeah.
Or if there even is anything. Kind of annoying to some extent.
Yeah, this show, I'm never going to watch it again, most likely, unless I'm extremely desperate for content, but I don't see how that could be possible, that I would rely on this show again. I think in the grand scheme, it might be sort of like Age of Ultron, where I was really hyped for it and I had high expectations, and then it ended up just being a filler movie to introduce new characters and to explain new powers and stuff. Which is basically what Age of Ultron was. Like, Ultron is so irrelevant and never showed up again and had no, like, who cares? But they gave us Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, who died in the movie, and Vision. So I guess that movie contributed somewhat to the overall narrative. And I think this show will be similar, where the show itself doesn't really do much for me, but I guess they gave us Monica Rambeau and we'll see her in a future movie. Oh boy.
Well, that's too bad. I really like Age of Ultron almost the most out of the Marvel, so it's too bad that you think it's just a filler movie.
It is basically a filler movie.
Yeah.
But it's the only one that really addresses the real issues of the real world, like AI uprising, that we'll definitely have to deal with in like 30 years, so come on. The most important one of them all.
Yeah, wasn't Age of Ultron the first one that we heard anything about Wakanda in? Wasn't that before?
Yeah, they did introduce Wakanda because they had to use the vibranium or something.
Yeah, because like the guy that they went who had the vibranium or something, he had a scar that was
Gollum.
Like a scar that
the guy who plays Gollum.
Yeah,
it was a scar that the Wakandans gave Eves or something. Yeah.
What is that actor's name who plays all the CGI characters?
Sergi something. Arkin? Can that be?
No, that's not him. But he also played the monkey in the fucking Planet of the Apes reboot. He played Caesar, and I think he played King Kong even. What the hell's that guy's name?
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, that's right, because he plays circus animals, I forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that guy was great in Age of Ultron and in Black Panther. It's too bad they had to kill him off.
Yeah, he was really good. Damn, what a shame. But was Martin Freeman in there too?
No, I don't think so.
The Hobbit somehow.
I don't think Martin Freeman has been in any superhero movies, unless you count.
Can't be right.
Unless you count Sherlock. He's basically a superhero with his mind palace.
No way. He was in there. I swear.
Martin Freeman was in an Avengers movie?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, he's in Black Panther. Yeah, I knew it.
What? Martin Freeman's in Black Panther as who?
Oh,
that movie's 98% black people. Was he in blackface? Did he play M'Baku?
No, he got injured.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to heal him.
He was like the scientist guy, right? That they brought in.
Really? I do not remember Martin Freeman.
Everett K. Ross.
Well, shit, I guess I'm wrong. I gotta go check that out.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, it says it there. I couldn't see the name of the character, but then it's there.
Oh, that's funny that Martin Freeman and Gollum are in the same Marvel movie together.
I know. It's just like a Hobbit reunion. It's amazing.
Yeah, just like in Sherlock, because him and Benedict Cumberbatch, they're both in The Hobbit as well.
Yeah, well, just Andy Serkis isn't in that, is he?
Yeah, he's Gollum.
No, I mean in Sherlock.
Oh, no.
He'd be a perfect Sherlock villain. I should look up more stuff with him. Man, I can't stand how interconnected all this adventure stuff is.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that.
Hey, I'm a One Piece fan, okay? I'm a fan of ambitious storytelling over the course of decades where you plant seeds very early on and then they sprout into huge plot relevant things, these big old trees of plot a decade later. I love that kind of shit when you give me something and then 10 years later it pays off in a big way. That's the kind of epic storytelling that I enjoy, and that's why these Marvel movies, I think, are something really special.
I wouldn't say if I'd call it ambitious. I think I would call it...
You don't think it's ambitious? What the fuck? What movie series is more ambitious than the MCU?
Listen, don't get too hyped up, all right? His favorite Marvel movie is Age of Ultron. We can move on from this.
Yeah, because it's a standalone. That's great, okay?
I would say Age of Ultron I like more than the first Avengers movie, but Endgame and Infinity War are so much better.
Well, Endgame, definitely not. Damn.
You don't like Endgame?
Well, no, because they bring all the stupid heroes that should have stayed dead back.
Endgame is the culmination of all the other movies. That's the most ambitious crossover since Smash Bros. Ultimate.
We're getting a bit off topic here.
That's the same thing. That's equally frivolous. They keep adding more stuff to it and it doesn't really go anywhere.
It's a big crossover, goddammit!
So back to WandaVision.
Is there anything else to say about WandaVision? I think we might be done.
It really is.
I think the final thing we could talk about is how much of a disappointment was the final battle between Agatha and Wanda for you guys?
Yeah, I completely lame.
God awful.
I thought it was fine.
Now, the show was cool because it was different. It starts off black and white, sitcom parodies, lots of mystery and intrigue, and then it ends the same way every other Marvel movie has ever ended. You shoot a big ol' fucking beam of light in the sky, and you got CGI versions of your heroes shooting fucking lasers and power beams at each other. I've seen it. I've fucking seen it. You know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen a sitcom parody of a witch and a cyborg living in the 50s. And this show gave me something new, and then it decided, you know what? Let's go back to the thing that we've already seen 100 times.
Yeah, and I thought that's one thing that drives me away from thinking Agatha was like, quote unquote, the good person the whole time, was... Yes, she was scared of what Wanda was going to become, but also she was taking all that power and wanting it for herself. So it kind of defeats the purpose of her being a good guy.
But you can't just kill her. You got to take her power. That's the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, but she's only taking it for herself, which is
you don't
not
know what
either.
Maybe she wasn't going to do anything bad with it. She's been around since the Salem witch trials, and we've never encountered any Agatha-related issues in this universe before. So maybe she's a good witch.
Yeah,
but that's because she was. It's because she was telling Wanda the whole time that she wasn't powerful enough to do as much as she did. Like she said, it took her how many years to do? I can't remember what spell she was talking about, but basically she was saying she wasn't that strong of a witch in the first place. Like she said, it took her so much time and energy to do such little powers.
Yeah, but
I don't think she could do anything more.
In the flashback, she has 5 witches trying to kill her, and she overpowers all of them, so she can't be that weak.
Yeah, but when she's talking to Wanda about it, she's like, you did all this at the snap of a finger, and it takes me years to do this small power.
It's not that not that Agatha is weak, it's that Wanda is the mythical Scarlet Witch.
But also, Agatha has learned over so many centuries. She's pretty good now. She just said it took her long to master it, and then she sees Wanda just able to do it without having to learn anything, and that's obviously what she didn't like.
Yeah, it's skill versus talent, Biggs, and that's why I think you relate more to Wanda. Oh, no, I don't want to work hard for my things. I just want it handed to me. I'm Biggs.
So what you're saying is it's a wizard versus a warlock.
Biggs is like, oh, Daddy Biden, please give me my stimmy. You know what I said? I went up to my renter and I said, you know what? Increase my rent by $1,400 a month, because you know what? I'm just built different. I like the grind. I like to work hard. Biggs, he just wants fucking handouts from the government. That's Biggs.
But yeah, basically the idea is wizards have to study their books and whatnot, and warlocks are just given their magic for free. That's the whole joke I made.
Bullshit.
Lizards.
Yeah.
Well, I actually really like Agatha's backstory and everything. I mean, I don't know if you would have preferred it if
Agatha killed the pupper, though. We can't let that go.
No, that's my favorite part. Destroyed the dog.
Dude, I guarantee Florian had his fucking dick out jerking when Agatha was literally suffocating children to death in the street. Oh man, Florian sees kids in peril. He's probably all over that shit.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
you kill those kids, Agatha. Oh, my big squid, my squid dick is really throbbing out ink right now.
I don't like this implication.
Well, you don't like the implication that when you see children on your television screen, it makes you erect?
Final reviews. Let's hear it. Was it Kino?
I'd say it's a big fat disappointment, and they had a lot of potential that they wasted. They introduced red herrings on purpose just to make us mad and disappointed by the outcome. And if the show was supposed to be something else and they couldn't finish it the way they originally intended because of coronavirus, I would have much rather waited for the actual final product instead of what they gave us. I have plenty of patience for this shit. I just wasted a whole year in quarantine waiting for new TV shows and movies to come out. So we easily could have waited another fucking 3 months for WandaVision, and it would not have mattered to me.
Yeah, I agree basically with everything that you said. But the other thing that really was annoying to me was the fact that they put out, oh yeah, the last 3 episodes are going to be an hour, and then it's like, an hour of what? Credits? Like,
yeah.
I don't know why they would just blatantly lie about the last episodes being really long and epic, and then we got nothing. And it was like, it was fine to watch this. It was good while it lasted to get the references for the future movies, but other than that, it was definitely a waste.
It's like what Dewey said on his birthday. I expected nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Florian?
I can't believe you frame it as a positive to get the information for the other movies. The other movies are already going to be self-explanatory. You don't need to get these crumbs. But I think WandaVision is probably like a mediocre show by itself, and it's probably fine. You could watch it. It's trying something new. That's at least something.
Let me just get you guys a little bit excited. This morning I watched episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and already it's better than WandaVision. I thought it was fucking awesome.
Really?
Does it have lots of action?
And I thought the trailer was really
so you know how
I was not interested at all.
WandaVision, they say, oh, it's about Wanda's grief, and it's a psychological drama, and we get to see this woman deal with all the loss. In one episode, Falcon and the Winter Soldier has deeper, sadder characters. We have the Winter Soldier's going to therapy, and he, like My Name is Earl, where he writes a list of all the people he's wronged. Like, the Winter Soldier has a list. He has a list of all the people he fucked over, like, while he was, the assassin, and he's trying to like make it right, and he's friends with like this 90-year-old Asian man whose son that he fucking murdered, and he's too afraid to tell him that he killed his son. Like, already this show is darker and deeper and sadder than anything in WandaVision.
Oh, that sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah. It is awesome. You guys should go watch it right now. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I would have, but you insisted we do this today, and you made me watch all of the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. Biggs, I made Biggs watch Batman v Superman the other day because he hadn't seen it.
Uh-oh.
Biggs, are you excited to see the Snyder Cut, or are you going to skip it?
I actually watched it yesterday.
Oh, you did? We should have had you on. Shit.
Uh-oh.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. Well, since I didn't see the original cut, which I don't think I really need to, but
Do not see
pretty
it.
much everyone I said this was a major upgrade. The only thing I was kind of bummed about was when you had told me that they canceled the other two Justice League movies. So like all of the Doomsday, like looking into the alternate future or maybe the actual future. The fact that all that's going to go to waste is really sad. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty solid, good movie.
Fuck
I thought
yeah.
everyone got their own time to shine on the screen and it was pretty exciting.
Fingers crossed that it's successful enough to actually make the next movies. I really hope that they do, but Zack Snyder he did an interview like yesterday saying, yeah, I don't think that they're going to let me do it.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I think if they would have released... Well, I don't know if I could see a 4-hour movie releasing in theaters anyways.
No, probably not.
I mean, we used to have Lord of the Rings marathons in the cinemas. I'm sure it could work.
Yeah,
They'd
but
have other
it's getting
breaks.
enough
Who
people
knows?
out to want to sit in a theater for 4 hours. Like, diehard
No.
fans would be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it. But most people that are there, like, taking their kids, they're not going to want to go sit through 4 hours with their stupid kids.
And Florian, you even said that you had to pause it and go for a walk outside, and you can't do that at the movie theater.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you do that late at night anyways, so you couldn't walk because it wouldn't be nice and warm.
All I'm saying is most people probably can't sit for 4 hours straight without having to pause it, go to the bathroom, get a snack, go for a walk. So, yeah, I don't think it would play well in theaters.
I mean, there's usually a break with really long movies, so it could
Yeah, so
work.
make it even longer.
Hell yeah. I mean, that would make it more bearable. That would be good.
Yeah, but then think about this. You got, what, a 10-minute intermission, and then everyone at the theater gets up to go use the bathroom? It's going to be longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, and if you run a movie theater and you're selling tickets, would you rather sell a $9 ticket to 5 2-hour movies or sell a $9 ticket to 2 fucking 4-hour movies? Like, it's way too long for the theaters to even profit off of it because they could have used all that time to sell more tickets to shorter movies.
Yeah, like the only way theaters profit is if it's one of the ones that offer like food and stuff inside the theater where like the waiters come around and like refill drinks.
The wait,
and blah blah blah.
if it's a
That's the only
4-hour
way they
movie,
could make
the waiter should bring like a bedpan so you can take a piss and shit while you're in the theater watching the movie.
it. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
Well, WandaVision, I guess, is not kino, but you might as well check it out anyway because it's fine. Biggs, do you have anything you want to plug? I heard that your Discord server is doing great.
yeah, the Discord server got nuked again.
What
Finally,
happened? People are asking me what happened, like I would know.
I posted in the server and gave them all 30 minutes to say goodbye. But basically, from the get-go, when I first brought up making a Discord, I should have listened to the monkey man. He told me, he's like, you know what, it's not worth it. The amount of drama and crap that happens every day, it's just not worth your time. And here I am, after my second deletion, finally realizing, you know what, he's right. So I do have a smaller one that I have some friends in, but it's closed. There's no open invitations. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just have Discords for like business and for your actual friends, and don't just let any fucking retard join.
Yeah. So, yeah, the big score is gone. Probably not going to return.
Go
Other
follow Biggs on Twitter.
Yeah. What is my Twitter?
At
Yeah,
Bigsington.
It's slash
engagement.
Bigsington. It's twitter.com/Bigsington. I haven't been super active on Twitter. I mean, I'm on there every day reading, but I don't post much. But I suppose now I will use it more. I have.
Yeah, make that like a new Discord. You'll at least get some actual recognition out of it. You'll get followers. That's way
Yeah.
better than Discord, people. Perfect.
Other than that, I guess I have Snapchat, but I don't. If people want to add me on there, what is my name on Snapchat? It is Biggs Bigsington. That's it. Just one word. Biggs Bigsington on Snapchat.
And Florian, what about you? You got another new video coming out other than the top 10 kinos of the year?
Well, I got another Isaac video coming out, so I guess subscribe for that. Subscribe to GameSquid, everyone. Woo.
So there's a feature on YouTube where you can post a poll, and then your subscribers can answer the question. And GameSquid on YouTube said, "What is your favorite element of the binging of Isaac?" Do you not know the name of your own game?
I do have sausage fingers, and you are being very ableist right now, okay?
How embarrassing. Could you imagine, Biggs, you make a video game and then you can't even get the title of it right on your own YouTube account? I would be so embarrassed.
I'm always glad when I actually make a game and then I release it with the correct title. It doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's pretty good,
Yeah. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning into Kino. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.